Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Good afternoon po.
Meron bang mag-raise? Brothers and sisters, wherever you are, we would like to welcome you to our teaching track for year 2025. And we've been doing this. This is the second year. And sana nagustuhan niyo yung match the learnings last year with what we have for this year. Ganun pa man, we started with the first talk given by Brother Zos, and it was very important and the most basic for us to appreciate and understand cooperatives. Kahit papano, walang mangyari sa atin pag di natin maintindihan yung mga pinag-emphasize ni Brother Zos. That is why the first 10 slides that I will be presenting to you, I would like to connect from the talk of Brother Zos, and parang intro lang siya sa ating special talk for this afternoon. So hang on, brothers and sisters. Now we will start. Can I ask JS? Ito yung ating talk. I'm using managing a sustainable co-op, but my topic is really business continuity and risk management. Highlighted ko, brothers and sisters, ang development goals ng United Nations kasi we're talking about sustainability and resiliency, and that is also the objective or the main goal of business continuity and risk management. So again, brothers and sisters, ni-highlight ko lang yung social development goals ng United Nations sa ating slide 1. Now we go to the second slide. So BCRM or Business Continuity and Risk Management. Brothers and sisters, gaya ng sinabi ni Brother Sos, dapat klaro sa atin ang mission and our identity. So I don't have to expound more on this. Tapos na ito ni Brother Sos. He was talking about the purpose, the values, the principles, and of course, doing business with the heart. Mga kapatid, tayo nag-uusap ngayon kasi we premise our discussion that we are in a business enterprise. Tayo'y nagtatrabaho para sa ating negosyo, but our business is quite special para sa ating mga kasama, para sa ating lahat. And we are also a social enterprise. So, dahil business tayo, kailangan natin ng sustainability and resiliency. Kaya, going to the next slide. Dapat meron tayong good governance and leadership sa ating kooperatiba kasi sila ang ating gabay. Sila ang ating liwanag para tayo tutuloy sa ating mission and purpose. Kailangan meron tayong democratic governance, capable board, and there's got to be transparency and accountability. Next, please. It is also premised that in our operations, sa negosyo natin, meron tayong ginagawang ensuring financial and operational sustainability. So, tingin ko mga kapatid, may mga co-op, maraming kooperatiba pumapasok sa ating community, hindi man lang malaman kung anong dapat gagawin, the basic things, like financial management and operational management. Kaya, along the way, hindi nila alam anong gagawin nila sa mga daming problema na nasa harap. So, maganda kung meron tayong financial management, tutok tayo sa ating products and services, and dapat professionally operated ang ating kooperatiba. Next, please. Gaya ng sinabi natin, tayo isang business, but tayo din ay social enterprise. Kailangan ipapasok, sasabak natin ang gusto nating gawin, social objectives, and even environmental objectives. Kaya dapat may dating tayo sa ating community at may dating tayo sa pagbabantay ng ating kapaligiran. Social development programs, environmental responsibility, and tracking the impact that we make in our area of operations. Next, please. Mga kapatid, I think di natin pwedeng itutuloy ang ating negosyo kung hindi tayo nag-innovate at embracing technology. And that is digital transformation. Kahit gaano tayo kaliit, kahit wala tayong pera, the technology is around us and we just have to access it and make use the most possible applications as we innovate our way in doing business. Kailangan alam natin yung ating business model. Next, please. At the bottom line, tayo'y member-driven. Everything that we do is for the members. Kaya kailangan i-engage natin sila, and we have to also consider that they are the true owners of our cooperative. Hindi ang board, hindi ang management, but all and workers. There's got to be a strong engagement as we promote our business. Meron tayong training, meron tayong education, and we need to build on trust and loyalty. Pag wala itong trust and loyalty, kapatid, walang mangyari sa ating kooperatiba. Next, please. Medyo mabilis lang ako dito ang party, mga kapatid, kasi these are the introductory part. The next is, tuloy-tuloy ang ating pagtrabaho sa ating kooperatiba, but we need to go outside and connect. Dapat pasok tayo ng mga partnerships and let's go networking. Always we say, alone, I am weak, but with others, I am strong. Pero kung wala kayong partnerships, wala kayong network, paano nyo ginagawa yung we are strong? Wala yon. Kaya meron tayong CCFED, meron tayong unions, meron tayong federations, and even partnering with national and local government agencies. Kasi kailangan natin silang lahat to help us raise the level of competence ng ating negosyo. As we say, cooperation among co-ops. Next, please. Ito na yung dapat mangyari sa ating kooperatiba. As we go along, as we move forward, we need to be strategic in our positioning. And we have also to consider that any business, for that matter, meron talagang risks. Kaya kailangan we manage the risks and we plan strategically. Kaya dapat meron tayong strategic planning. That means 3 to 5 years. And then finally ngayon, we would like to learn a little bit about business continuity and risk management. That is why I am preparing you up to this point. Next, please. In the end, gusto nating tutuloy-tuloy ang ating negosyo. Kailangan sustainable tayo. Kailangan resilient tayo as a culture of our organization. In fact, dapat kasama siya sa values na we would like to inculcate among all of us. We need to be sustainable. We need to be resilient. Kasi iba-iba. No? Nagbabago ang, ang times, ang culture, ang technology. Madaming nangyayari ngayon na kung hindi nating i-adapt and mag-innovate, we will never be able to overcome. Meron tayong value-driven culture. As we said, our principles and our values and philosophy should be always in front of us as we move along and as we make decisions. Finally, meron tayong empowered workforce. Mga kapatid, kukunti lang yung mga brothers and sisters natin sa management, aalagaan natin sila. I-empower, inspire them, recognize them, respect them, and value our workforce. Kasi the workforce are the day-to-day people inside the cooperative who will be responsible to make sure that everything is in order. Finally, succession planning. Admittedly, brothers and sisters, ang pumapasok sa ating kooperatiba ay yung mga kaedad natin, mga kapatid. Admit it. Tingnan nyo ang inyong mga board. Tingnan nyo ang inyong mga members. Kakunti lang talaga ang pumapasok ng mga bata. Our Singles for Christ are not coming in. Our young CFC couples are not coming in. And even our Youth for Christ and Kids for Christ are not encouraged, very much encouraged by us to take part in our activities of for Christ. Kaya it's about time we should be serious in planning for succession. Within the next 5 years, pag hindi nagbabago ang ating strategies, especially on leadership, and kasi matatanda na ang mga leaders, or even namamatay na ang mga leaders. And nobody will be handling the affairs of the cooperative. Next, please. Embedding sustainability in all our decisions. Ika nga, tawag natin dito, triple bottom line. Ano yan? It's all about people, it's all about planet and profit. Take care of our people, members, officers, management, community, mga neighbors natin, mga potential members natin. Improving members and community well-being. Dapat nakafocus tayo dito. Members first. And everything that we do is for the benefit of our members. Second, we should take care of our community physically. Yung tinatawag natin an environmental footprint. Ngayon pa lang, alam na natin ang nangyayari. Lalong lumalakas ang mga bagyo. Nakakagimbal yung ating mga earthquakes, waste, corruption, and everything. Ang dami, no? Because I think we have forgotten to take good care and steward our planet. And last but not the least, we need to be profitable. Dapat may pera din na pumapasok at lumalabas at pumapasok ulit to ensure financial viability in order for us to sustain our services to our members. Next, please. Ito lang yung mga konting listahan, mga kapatid, sa mga tools na ginagamit natin. Balanced scorecard for our co-ops. We usually do this sa ating strategic planning, sa mga business planning natin. Of course, itong ating risk management planning and business continuity planning, because we would like to prepare for disruptions and shocks. And the rest, no? Meron tayong digital MIS and financial dashboards, member education modules and such, and many more. Ito na yung sample tools na dapat sana ina-adapt natin, ginagamit natin sa kooperatiba. Next, please. Now, let's start the ball rolling as far as our business continuity and risk management. Brothers and sisters, try to take a look again of what's happening or what happened a few days ago, a few weeks ago, months ago, or even years ago. Are you familiar with these pictures? Yung COVID na nararanasan natin? Do you still miss your face masks? Next, please. Ito, mukhang kaka-experience lang natin. Baha, ulan, problema ng health and safety ng ating kapaligiran. I think we are all familiar with these photos. Next, please. Ito pa. Mga kapatid, kung hindi baha ito, lindol or sunog, man-made calamities, dahil sa pababaya natin sa ating kapaligiran. Next, please. Ito, bagong-bago lang mga kapatid. The left picture is in Cebu. Brother Roel, I got this from the YouTube. Ito yung lindol ng Cebu sa Bugu City. On the right side, blackouts, brownouts na hindi natin maiiwasan, from time to time nangyayari. And our operation and our business is affected. Next, please. Ito pa, mas maluba ito, brothers and sisters. I don't know if you are familiar with this picture, but this is in Marawi City. Tama ng mga balayan, ang natitira ng bahay, pagkatapos ng bomba, nawawala yung mga tao, iniiwan yung lugar nila. On the right side is cybersecurity. Hacking of our system, nasisira yung ating data, problema pag yun ang may tama. Brothers and sisters, these are typical pictures na nangyayari at pwedeng mangyari sa atin. And ito yung mga sinasabi nating risks na dapat babantayan. Next, please. For this afternoon, alam mo mga kapatid, the study of risk and business continuity has been with organizations worldwide for a number of years. And meron ng mga nangyayaring systems, programs, projects, and mga models na are getting sophisticated, especially for big organizations. For this afternoon, wala tayong time for that. When I was trained with this from a resource speaker coming from big bank, took us 5 days but we are going to do this in 20 minutes. So, pardon me, let's try the simplified approach to risk and business continuity management this afternoon. Continue, please. Unang tanong na I think medyo importante sa atin, why? Bakit ba tayo mag-study? Bakit ba natin pag-aralan ang risks? And why do we plan for continuity? Number one, mga kapatid, gusto nating bantayan ang people, assets, and reputation ng ating organization. Number one is people. Second would be assets. And third would be the reputation of the organization. Number two, kailangan nating itutuloy to sustain our operation in spite the presence of mga disruptions. Yung mga natukoy ko kanina with pictures. Mga calamities, disasters, mga risks na hinaharap natin. Third, we need to meet regulatory compliance and member expectations. From the government, kailangan nating sumunod sa mga batas, sa mga regulations. Or else, hindi natin maitutuloy yung ating operation. Of course, pinaka-bottom line ito, the members should be very happy and satisfied with our operations, most especially the return of their investments. Next, please. Pinaka-basic sa ating risk management, mga kapatid. Identify, control yung mga threats before they become problems. So maganda sana, mga kapatid, we are very much aware na merong mga possible na mangyayari sa ating operation, and we will try to prevent from these small things to become big problems that will destroy our performance. Saang parte ba ng ating operation? All areas, mga kapatid. Operations, finance, IT, people, environment, members, and all. Without exception, there is always risk. And we need to manage risk. Next, please. Ano ba itong mga risk na sinasabi natin? It can be natural, typhoon, earthquakes, fire at times, no? Tama ng kulog, tsunami, at dami pa, no? Natural and man-made calamities. Operational, meron tayong outage, IT failure, hacks, cybersecurity. Financial, problema tayo sa pera, cash flow problems, delinquency, maliliit na revenues, laging tumataas na expenses, eating out our net surplus at the end of the year. Human, ito, matindi rin ito, mga kapatid. What will happen to our 4 staff, our 5 staff in the co-op? Pag mawala yung manager, mawala yung accountant, bookkeeper, cashier, collector, loan officer, and all. And it took us years to build their competency and skills. And finally, legal problems and reputational concerns. These are some of the risks na haharapin natin. Next, please. Paano natin i-simplify ang risk management steps natin? Number 1, just identify the risk. Second, we need to assess these risks Usually, tinatansya natin what is the likelihood na mangyayari yung risk na to. And what will be the impact? Ano bang possible losses pag mangyari yung risk na yon? Third, decide on the treatment that we are going to make. Apat na T's ito mga kapatid. Minsan, tolerate lang muna. Pwede naman, nandyan lang yan. Tolerate lang natin kasi minimal ang effect. Pero kung medyo maluba na, we need to treat. Gamutin natin mga kapatid. Mas maganda pa nga kung i-transfer natin ang risk. Kaya merong insurance. O merong mga outsourcing. Halimbawa, yung collection ng mga matagal ng problemang delinquent accounts. Nauubos ang ating oras and energy. Dapat ilipat na natin yan sa collection agency. And finally, mga kapatid, terminate. If the problem is really bugging us, by all means, terminate the problem. Example, mga kapatid, meron tayong product or service na parang ayaw ng mga members. Daming problema sa mga members. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin natin. And by all means, mga kapatid, hinto na natin yung product or service. I have a personal experience niyan. Sa aming big co-op dati, where I run it, meron kaming grocery store, consumer. Madaming tao, malaking asset, at tumutulong nga sa mga members kasi parang grocery namin yon. Kaso lang, for the last 5 years, nalulugi kami. Much as we would like, the board and the management would like to recommend that we stop it, the members during the General Assembly don't want to stop it. Kahit na sinasabi na namin, losing tayo sa ating grocery. Ayaw nila. So tinutuloy namin hanggang very obvious, it's kinakain yung income ng other businesses namin. So what happened? Finally, we stop it. So we terminate the risk that is bugging us. Number 4, assign responsibilities. Mga kapatid, lahat tayo may action dito. Pero minsan, may mga tao na really responsible to be the lead, to be the focal person to handle it. Is it the chairman? Is it the vice chairman? Is it some members of the board? Is it the manager? Is it the IT department or else, no? Or the marketing division? We need to properly define, identify, and give them the responsibilities. And always, mga kapatid, monitor and evaluation, monitor and review ang gagamitin natin para ito is a cycle. After the monitoring and reviewing and evaluation, baka balik tayo ulit sa identify again, assess, and so on and so forth. Next, please. So what's the difference between business continuity management and business continuity plan or planning? The management is just ongoing process to prepare for these disruptions or risks. So, pinaghahanda lang natin. Ano bang posibleng mangyari sa ating kooperatiba? Whereas the business continuity plan, ito yung nakasulat. In writing, discussed exhaustively by the team, and then understood by the team. So that when things go wrong, we can properly respond and then also recover from the losses that we will be incurring. Just to give you an idea, mga kapatid, I just search it. Uh, don't you know that in the Philippines, uh, in 2019, $5.3 billion or 307 billion in 1 year ang nawawala sa ating gobyerno, sa atin lahat. Dahil nga dito sa mga losses sa natural calamities alone. And also, on the average, there are 26 bagyo storms that will visit us every year. And may padagdag pa na mga earthquakes. Sa Typhoon Yolanda, ang loss natin, mga kapatid, was 6,300 lives and $12.9 billion loss, which is equivalent to 750 billion. Yun ang nasasayang as a nation, as a country. We're not even talking about the small organizations like our cooperatives. So this is a very serious matter that kailangan natin i-confront, mga kapatid. Can we move forward, please? Ano ba ang gagawin natin sa business continuity planning? Ano ba yung mga steps? Again, we will always identify the critical functions. Sa ating kooperatiba mga ngayon, ano ba yung mga functions natin? Meron tayong credit, meron tayong iba-ibang business ventures, baka meron tayong manufacturing, meron tayong marketing, meron tayong consumer portion, meron tayong mga investments. Ayun. So, kailangan natin i-identify these things. What are the functions that we are having? And then finally, after that, we start talking about what can go wrong sa ating co-op. Ano ba yung potential disruptions na mangyayari? Example, mga kapatid. Binaha ang ating opisina. Hanggang rooftop ang tubig ng baha. Practically nalunod ang ating opisina. Question, how are we going to recover and continue the operation of the co-op? Another scenario, walang tubig, pero nilindol. At nagiba ang ating opisina. Everything is there. Nawawala. Swerte lang walang mga workers when that happened. But everything inside the building, computers, documents, and all, ubos lahat. How then do we respond? And how can we recover from these disruptions? Third, merong sunog mga kapatid. Fire. And part of our building was destroyed. And dahil binanatan ng fire truck yon, basang-basa lahat. So destroyed lahat, computers, documents, and all, systems. How are we going to handle the situation? Number 3, develop prevention, prevent these things to happen because we anticipated them to happen. We have our ready response for any eventuality. And then after a little while, in a very short time, we need to recover by implementing the strategies that we have prepared on hand. Ganito lang, mga kapatid, ang ating business continuity plan. And we have to put them in writing by coming up with a simple plan. Dito ba sa atin ngayon, itong nakikinig na grupo natin ngayon, meron ba tayong business continuity plan sa co-op natin? In writing. Agreed, discussed, deliberated by the staff, by the board, and even by the members. I remember, brothers and sisters, I was in Manila in one hotel and lumalakas ang tubig nun. Lumalakas yung ulan. After a little while, in my room, a paper was given to me that tell me what are the things to be done in case may mga emergencies. So the hotel has its own business continuity plan. At na-involve kaming mga gumagamit ng kanilang hotel. I think that was a good example of a simple plan. But we will not be complacent. Kung meron na tayong simple plan, written, agreed upon, kailangan natin siyang i-test, i-dry run, i-review, update, and again, ready for possible things to happen in the future. Next, please. Ganito ka-simple, mga kapatid, ang gagawin natin. Emergency contacts. Minsan, nasa opisina natin yan. Nakalista yung police, bombero, hospitals, DSWD, mga ganun, no? Nakalagay doon. And then, alam natin yung mga telephone numbers ng mga directors, ng staff, the basic contact persons. And then, we are very much aware of, among the many functions that we have in the co-op, ano yung pinaka-priority natin. Siguro yung safekeeping ng ating cash, no, would be one. And then yung ating IT central equipment, babantayan natin. And of course, yung ating mga staff. The safety of our staff and the safety of our members coming in and going out of the office. IT, records, the site, and the staff, kailangan meron tayong backup arrangements. One good example, mga kapatid, kung may baha na sa labas, anong gagawin ng staff? At tumataas yung tubig, anong gagawin nila? O may sunog, anong gagawin nila? Parang elementary ang gagawin natin dito, step by step, gagawa tayo ng procedure or instructions. And then we define the role and the responsibilities of people who will be the focal persons. Minsan, meron tayong security guard, meron tayong janitor or that, but some co-ops don't have that. Aming co-op, wala kami. Next, please. Next, ito. Kailangan natin isabay, integrate natin ang risk management and the business continuity management. The risk management will help identify and minimize the threats early. The business continuity management ensures the organization can respond and recover if a disruption happens. Both together, prevention, preparedness, and then recovery. PPR. Prevent rather than react Yung wala tayong ginagawa, tapos pag mangyari, saka pa tayo nagre-react. Dito, we prevent and then we prepare. In one item that the resource speaker from a big bank told us, sana dito sa opisina natin, meron tayong emergency bag, kit, emergency kit, na doon nakalagay ang ano yung dapat ipaghahanda natin in case of emergencies. Kung hindi man siya by staff or by working people, at least yung co-op, meron silang ganong klaseng bag ready to bring with them in a hurry because there is a problem. So it's an emergency kit ready for those things, moving outside fast, or even yung hindi tayo makalabas. Therefore, we have to stay for many hours or even days inside our office. Next, please. Key takeaways. Para hindi masyadong mahirap para sa atin, why don't we make a simple, practical, and regularly updated business continuity plan? Again, define the role and responsibilities. Maganda kung drill, periodic drill. Simulate natin na may baha, simulate natin na may bagyo, may lindol, simulate natin na may sunog. O simulate natin na na-hack yung ating system. Hindi natin magamit. And from these lessons, we need to improve continuously. Tuloy-tuloy ang ating pag-i-improve ng ating sistema. Next, please. Wala tayong time for workshops, mga kapatid, for this time. So, ang suggest ko lang sa atin, let's bring this home. Dalhin natin sa ating mga opisina, sa ating mga kooperatiba. Start by identifying 3 to 5 major risks na tingin nyo mukhang malapit sa inyong puso. Baha, sunog, earthquakes, walang kuryente, nahahak ang ating system, and so on. Develop your short business continuity plan for these critical operations. And then review and update quarterly. So dito parang as often as quarterly. Next, please. Ito, mga kapatid, is a sample of a template of our risk register. I hope you can see it. Nagbibigay ako ng samples diyan. R1 is the number one risk, flooding of our floors. Ang reason, malakas, heavy rain, o nag-clog yung drainage. Ang ginagawa nating existing control, i-clean natin ang drainage. Wala tayong magawa sa heavy rain. So yung drainage na lang, ayusin natin. What is the likelihood na uulan ng malakas? From 1 to 5, nilagay ko dyan 4. Likelihood na mangyari, 4. What is the consequence or the impact na mababaha yung ating floor, mababasa yung ating computers, tamaan yung mga outlets, tamaan yung mga documents, and the safety of our staff. So the impact is high. Ginawa kong 4 out of 5. So to determine the risk rating, multiply ko lang yung likelihood at saka yung consequence. 4 times 4, that is 16. And identified ko yung owner ng risk. It's got to be the CEO or the manager. Ano yung mitigation actions natin? Elevate the floor, kung kaya natin. Elevate the equipments. in anticipation of baha. Gawa tayo ng barriers. And as I said, raise the floor para kayang-kaya natin yung mga baha. Lagay natin yung date na gagawin natin yon. And then, alam nyo mga kapatid, kahit na ginagawa na natin, inaayos na natin itong ating business continuity plan and risk management, meron pa ding residual risk. We met it, we confront it, and yet there are still losses. Hindi rin natin maiwasan yung mga losses. Ang tawag doon, residual risk. Ang tingin ko, may maiiwan na mga losses, so it would still be medium. The problem is medium. Another example, power outage. On and off ang ating power. Obvious, walang kuryente ang Meralco. How do we control? Gamit tayo ng UPS, gamit tayo ng generator, gamit tayo ng surge protector, and so on. What is the likelihood na mawawala yung kuryente? 4. What is the consequence? Nasisira yung computer natin, tamaan yung system natin. Hindi natin ma-serve ang ating members. So the impact is high, 5. So the risk rating is 20, 4 times 5. I would assume na merong maintenance. Hayaan muna natin ang CEO. The maintenance should be responsible. Anong gagawin niya? I-check niya yung fuel ng generator na meron. I-check niya ang battery from time to time na gumagana. And making sure that the generator can run. Merong mga generators na auto on, auto off. Merong wala, manual. So whatever it is, make the necessary preparations. Ang residual risk there is medium. So may problema pa din. But not as much kung wala tayong preparation man lang. Wala tayong generator, wala tayong UPS. So once walang kuryente, sira lahat ng ating computers and problema tayo sa ating system. Another example would be data loss or system failure. May nag-hack. May gumamit na hindi tama. So, the system is hacked. Nawawala yung loss data natin. What is the likelihood? Hindi naman siguro mangyaring maraming beses yan. So, likelihood would be 2 out of 5, 1 to 5. But the consequence is high, 5. So, the risk rating is 10. Responsible is IT. Mitigation actions. We test the recovery. We use cloud storage. And then we make sure that walang gagamit ng system unauthorized. And daming protocol na mangyari dyan. Merong backup na gagawin. So, ang residual risk ko dito is low, medium. Especially kung computerized accounting system tayo at naka-cloud, kahit na mangyari yon, safe pa rin tayo. The next day, we can still run the system again. What about health and safety of our staff? Pandemic nangyari or epidemic nangyari. We have experienced this in years back, 2020. So, sunod tayo ng health protocol, isolation. Nawawala ang ating 5-day operation or 6-day operation. What is the likelihood? Minsan lang siguro mangyayari sa atin yan. 1, what is the consequence? Very malala, 5. So the risk rating is 5. Responsible person would be CEO or even the board. Mitigation actions, sunuran tayo sa health advisory. Meron tayong skeletal force and other activities. Meron pa ring losses dahil dito. Revenue natin tamaan, expenses nandun pa din. So we say the residual risk is medium. Diyan sa notes natin na nakalagay, one is rare, two is unlikely, three is possible, four is likely, five is almost certain to happen. Consequence or impact, number one is insignificant, we can recover easily. Two is minor, three is moderate, and then four is significant, five is catastrophic. What about the risk rating? Usually low, low, medium, medium, medium high, and very high. So this is how we rate our identified risks. Next, please. Ito lang, itutuloy ko lang yung sinasabi ko. So again, this is a sample template of our risk register. The team will sit down, deliberate on these things, and agree that this is the thing that will happen. So it's your judgment call kung ano yung mga risk, ano yung impact, and ano yung residual risk at the end. So hindi ko na sinasabi dito yung mga financial losses and all. You can also do that. I'm giving you a very simple template on determining or coming up with your risk register. Next, please. Well, I believe and I agree with the United Nations that co-ops build a better world. That's why they have declared 2025 as the International Year of Co-ops. Look at the picture, my dear friends, brothers, and sisters. Most are young, dynamic, strong, healthy, aggressive, vigilant. I do pray that in the long run, this will be our co-op leaders. These are our staff. And these are also the members of the co-op. Strong, young, vibrant, active, vigilant, and passionate in our cooperative movement. Finally, the next slide. I'd like to say thank you to all of us. Hope you learned a little about our business continuity and risk management. Thank you so much.